everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and we are pillow chatting today. I've got lots of weird news to tell you guys about. First, I am taking a hiatus from this channel. This is actually going to be the last video I post in real time, and then the next 2-ish weeks are going to be pre-scheduled videos, so I'll still plan on doing a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday video, maybe some in between, because I have quite a few videos that haven't been edited yet, but I have lots of videos that could still go up on this channel, so I'm going to try to do at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday over the next couple of weeks. And I have my content planner with me because I'm going to let you guys know when I'm coming back in real time for these pillow chats. I will be back Friday, August 18th. So that is me taking 2 Fridays off, and then I'll be back at it that Friday, and that is back to school week for us. I also have a neurology appointment before then, so I'll have lots of things to discuss as far as health and fitness by that point. I mentioned going ahead and taking one of these recently. I just need one of those like brain breaks, and I'm going to try to recharge. The kids will be back in school, so Olivia goes full-time. She'll be entering 3rd grade, and then Stella is also in preschool 2 days a week. So I will have lots of good filming time coming up once school starts, but I thought, you know, the end of year, end of summer stuff and back to school beginning, I just need that little bit of a break from thinking about videos, even though I'll still probably be like writing down ideas and planning out video notes and things, but I just want to give myself that time to try to force myself away. I was talking to Johnny about this. We just took a little breakfast date, and I was saying, like, it's hard for me to do this. I'm just so obsessed with just making videos, editing videos, thinking about videos. I just live, eat, and breathe like doing my channels, and it's hard for me to be like, I'm taking this time off. So today's my last actual filming day for over 2 weeks. I'm a little bit nervous about it, even though I know I need it. I need the time away. Everybody needs a little bit of a break. I feel like, what am I going to do with myself? Like, this is my free time thing that I do. You know, I really just love editing and making videos and coming up with new things, new ideas. And it's going to be tough to like pull myself away from that a little bit, to force myself to take a break, but that is why I have this content planner out. I will have a couple of videos that I'm filming today go up on the following Fridays, and one of them is a Peloton Bike Plus review. I have had that bike over 2 years now. You can still expect to see some Peloton related goodness on this channel, and lots of craziness happened this week. So I had mentioned last week I've been feeling kind of under the weather, just kind of run down. I had ear problems. My ear was hurting for a few days, and it never felt right after that. So I knew I had an ear infection that hadn't quite cleared up yet, and I was just going to the doctor that Friday, the actual day I posted the video, but I filmed it ahead of that. All heck broke loose. I'm just kind of shocked that I actually had something legit wrong with me. I was thinking like, I'm gonna go in, they're gonna check my ear and be like, cleared up, like everything should be fine. So I went in, I told her I've been having ear pain. It just doesn't feel right still. When I'm swallowing, it's crackling. It just feels really tight, and through there, it felt like stabbing pain for like 3 days straight, and it slowly went away and got better, but it got to this level where I'm still having ear discomfort. It's still very pressury, and I can't shake that feeling. And so she's checking me out. She listened to my lungs, throat, ears, everything, and she looked in my throat and she goes, "You have strep." I was like, I just had strep. Like, I just got over strep. And she's like, "How does your throat feel?" And it's like, well, it will just feel very phlegmy and just not very comfortable, not feeling great to swallow, things like that. And she's like, "You have strep. You still have strep." And I was like, "But I took antibiotics, and I was the one on antibiotics for 10 days. When Johnny got a 7-day course of antibiotics, and I was still feeling that, I don't know, like phlegminess in my throat." And I told her my tongue is being weird and patchy, and it feels kind of weird. And I had read about antibiotics causing thrush, and I've never had thrush. And she's like, "Yeah, you have thrush and you still have strep." And I was like, wait a minute. Like, so I took antibiotics for 10 days. I didn't feel great on the antibiotics, and you're telling me I still have strep, and I got something else because of antibiotics. So I got another course of antibiotics, this time a hardcore antibiotic. And regular antibiotics mess you up sometimes. I was having stomach issues, not feeling great on the antibiotics last time. Well, that's like tenfold this time. I have not exercised at all. There were 3 days straight in the beginning of these antibiotics. I felt nauseous pretty much all day long. It was bad. I was making sure, forcing myself to eat, because I get migraines. I can't go without food. I'm just not one of those people that can skip meals. It really messes me up and causes migraines. So I'm forcing myself to eat soup for those couple of days, and eating bread and like carby things, and it was miserable. And I'm still on the antibiotics. I still have quite a few days left of it, and I'm just now getting to the point where I'm feeling like I'm back alive, even though I'm still having stomach issues. Antibiotics are tough, and it's just been a thing this last week, and I have not gotten on the bike once. I could barely keep food down for the beginning of this, and it was rough. She was like, how are you on regular antibiotics? And I was like, oh, they kind of mess up my stomach. And she's like, okay, this is gonna be worse. It's a heavy duty antibiotic. It's gonna be worse. And sure enough, I've had a couple of days of headachiness. I've had all the stomach related things, the nausea, the other end stuff, all of it. And it has been a rough week as far as that goes. Everything else is fine, but I am not working out. I've been in survival mode, just surviving on the antibiotics thing. And it's just the weirdest thing. I felt like I got to a point where I'm gonna just have to go see an ENT because I still feel like really pressury and congested. I think my allergy meds aren't working. So that's what I thought these whole last few weeks, so that I've still had strep, and I had strep bad enough that it caused me to have an ear infection as well. So it was still causing all sorts of issues. I mean, she called it antibiotic resistant strep. So she gave me a hardcore antibiotic to knock it out, but it's just weird. I've never had antibiotic resistance. I didn't think that I was still sick because I have strep, it hurts my throat so bad, and I know I have strep. And that's how when we went to the doctor, I knew I had strep the first time, and I was just kind of convincing myself that nothing was wrong. Oh yeah, my throat feels a little throaty, but I think it's just allergy. So when I went in, I was like, yeah, my ear was causing me problems a while back and it's still not better. And then she's asking me about my throat, and I was like, well, I still feel kind of throaty. And I didn't mention this to her, but I would be filming these days. The kids are out of the house. I'm trying to film as much back to back. And by like the second or third video, my throat feels raw. It feels so painful. Then my throat hurts the whole rest of the day. And that never used to happen to me. And I was like, oh man, I'm just getting weak from this using my voice so much. I'm just getting weak. I just have allergy issues, trying to rationalize all of these things that were happening, and they're all just strep. It's all back to the strep. And I'm like, oh, well, now everything makes sense. It makes sense that it's really hard for me to just make it through the day. I'm like, man, my energy level, I'm just being so lazy. I'm just rationalizing all these things that are wrong with me. Turns out I actually had a legit thing. So yeah, very weird. It's just the most bizarre thing. So I wrote to my best friend, I was like, I have antibiotic resistant strep. I still have strep from before. And I also have thrush. So the antibiotics didn't do hardly anything for my actual strep, but it gave me something else. So I'm really working on, I don't even know how to say the word, candida. I'm really trying to make my diet a candida friendly diet so that I can cut back on it. Oh yeah, I'm on something for the thrush too. It's something you have to gargle and swish around your mouth, and it's like the grossest thing ever. And then dealing with the side effects of both of the medicines being nausea, headache, stomach issues. I've just been through it this last week. So exercise has been the absolute last thing on my mind. I've just been in survival mode getting through this. I'm almost a week into the antibiotics now, and I feel so much better. I was like, oh wow, I can't believe how much I was letting slide, how much I was rationalizing not feeling well. It's a night and day difference. I'm still having the stomach issues and things, but I feel so much better. I don't feel throaty. I don't feel all of the pressure. I was having pressure headaches, forehead, and all this stuff. But yeah, I feel much better. So yes, my allergy pills are working. I take allergy medicine because I have really bad allergies year round. It's just one of those things where I didn't expect it to be as weird and serious as it was. I was just expecting it was going to be nothing, but I feel very justified now. Oh wow, I made it through and I wasn't really complaining. I was still working out and doing all this before I got on the antibiotics. I'm pretty proud of myself. And so now, looking back, knowing I had strep for so long, it makes sense that I had migraine issues. I was having like one migraine a week. Haven't had one since I've been on the antibiotics. It's so wild thinking everybody else got treated for their strep. Everybody else is fine in the family. I still was dealing with stuff. I think I did week 5 ride 1 or week 5 ride 2, and that was it. So I did not get platinum for week 5. This put a stop to everything I was doing, which is unfortunate, but in the grand scheme of things, it's gonna be better because I'll feel a lot better, and I already have started feeling a lot better, but my stomach is still just a total mess right now. I'm gonna try to do a ride for week 6 just to make sure I'm doing a ride so that I can stay in the challenge, since this one is an 8-week challenge. I did so good. I was so strong on the ride, and then everything broke loose, and then I can't keep up anymore. So I'm gonna really try to get a week 6 ride in so I can finish strong with week 7 and 8, but I just don't know. At this point, I feel so stomach achy. I don't know that I can get on the bike right now. This is all TMI, of course, but things feel like they're gonna come out of both ends, so it's really hard for me to buckle in on the bike. Just standing up and walking around makes me feel kind of crummy right now. So it's just one of those things where sometimes you just have to stop and fully recover, and it just totally puts a damper on the plans. I am having Grey's Anatomy withdrawals because I'm only watching it on the bike and I haven't ridden on the bike for about a week now. This is a really weird Peloton update, and it was Pelofondo this last weekend. Nope, didn't even do anything on the bike. I was so excited for Pelofondo, and I told you guys, I'm like, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow just to get my ear checked out, no big deal, and it turned out to be a big deal. It's just the weirdest thing. I wrote in here, strep and thrush, WTF. That's my note for doing this video. I've got notes for my PELOCHAT. Pelofondo, totally didn't happen. Week 5, finishing, starting week 6, Power Zone, totally didn't happen. It's just been total rest days. The last whole week I've done meditation just to keep my blue circle, and I do like the meditations, but that's it. Have not done anything bike or fitness related at all. I'm also really glad I have a neurologist appointment coming up next month so I can get checked out for that too, and maybe switch migraine medicines. I don't know, I feel like I'm having way too many breakthrough headaches, but it's under really bizarre circumstances. All of the nickel allergy stuff with using the metal tumblers, that was a problem. And then this being strep related, sometimes I'm just gonna have migraine clusters around my body just doing weird things. So I don't know, I just feel a little frustrated with the whole thing, but I know in the grand scheme of things, it's great that I got it under control when I did, because it can become way more serious than it was. It spread to my ear, but that's still a typical range of it. And then I wrote on here, no wonder I felt shitty the past few weeks. And that's really the case. I've just not felt great since having strep, and it makes sense now. Looking back, I was like, yeah, my strep never went away. I still was feeling throaty, still not feeling great, and my whole body felt run down. And I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna make an ENT appointment and get my allergies under control. I'm still kind of shocked, like going in and having something kind of serious happen. And I was looking up antibiotic resistance. I know it's a thing. I don't know, I just expected it to be like, I took antibiotics, done. You know, it never crossed my mind that I still had strep this whole time. Of course it happened to me because I'm like the medically weird person in the family, of course. I'm the only one that had the antibiotic resistance. I don't know, it was just some freak thing that happened. So of course it happened to me, and I'm glad it didn't happen to anybody else in the family, but I'm just kind of frustrated that medically it's always I'm the problem. My body's always the problem. The migraine things are always a problem, and it's just frustrating to be the sick person. But there you go, there's my long, rambly medical journey. It's so bizarre. Not only still having strep, but also developing thrush with it. So I'm really working hard to revamp my diet. So this is a push I needed to revamp it, because antibiotics totally mess you up, especially super strong ones. So I'm working on probiotics, working on a low candida diet so I don't have overgrowth after this, doing all the right things, trying all the right things, and make my gut flora as healthy as possible after this. It took a solid 4 days for me to even realize, oh, I haven't even touched the bike. It was just not even on my radar for a while. I'm starting to feel a little bit better here and there, and it's back on my radar. I really miss riding the bike. I'll get back into it when I get back into it. Like Bradley Rose says, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and you're gonna have setbacks along the way. You just have to write it out, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to write it out and try not to think too negatively about it. It's hard. It's hard to take the stuff, and I'm on a 10-day course this time too, and it's a pain. So there you go. There's my really weird PELOCHAT update. No riding at all, which is so bizarre. I was doing so great, racking up the piles, and then I just hit a wall with all of this stuff. Hope you guys liked it. I will be back in 3 Fridays from now. So I'll skip 2 Fridays, and then I'll be back with another PELOCHAT. And by then I will hopefully be way back into it, back getting the miles, back into the Grey's Anatomy fun, and I'll have lots to report back by then. But you can expect to see a couple of other good videos popping up the next couple of Fridays. So I hope you guys are well. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe so you can follow me along, and I will catch you next time. Have a great day, guys. Bye.